It's worth looking at their report if you get a chance, because it just lifts the lid slightly. The opening bit of their economic and fiscal outlook just lifts the lid slightly on the process they have to go through to produce a forecast. And what it means is essentially they have to provide an initial guide to the Treasury in January about where they see the economy going, and then they get some initial idea of what kind of budget is planned, so they can start to put that in. But it's a long process. It's the same sort of process that used to happen when all this was done internally in the Treasury, and the Treasury, of course, used to get its forecast wrong as well. Some of the people, of course, are just moved across from the Treasury to the OBR to do it. I think what I'm saying is that in comparison with many outside forecasters who can be fairly fast on their feet, can respond to changes that are happening, when they see the economy strengthening or weakening, they can adjust their forecast quite quickly. It takes a couple of days. The OBR process is quite long and laborious and takes 2 or 3 months to produce a forecast. And then I think you end up then looking a little bit silly. So even in December, they were caught out, I think, within a week of producing a forecast by the ONS revising back its numbers for a long time, which is the bane of all our lives. We know that whatever we talk about in terms of growth now will be very different in a couple of years' time when the ONS revises it. So, and that is a cross that the OBR has to bear as well. I think what he's saying is, he is. As with any chancellor, you just celebrate when after years of having to stand up and say, unfortunately the OBR has had to revise down its forecast because of the Eurozone, because of all these things and so on, and nothing to do with me. But and then to get a chance, which he's had twice now, to say, the OBR was too cautious, was too pessimistic, and they've revised up their forecast. That's why he's pleased with himself. I think he'd love it if he had a superbly accurate forecaster. But most of all, he loves it if they are wrong on the pessimistic side rather than being too optimistic. And initially, the OBR was much too optimistic about the economy. Are they a good forecaster? I think they're as good as anybody else, essentially.